Right, so, after the video I made in which I explained that I found out about a basic Premiere Pro feature embarrassingly late, I got this comment, and it's probably one of it's probably one of my favorite comments of all time now. Um because just I now I probably look like an absolutely insane person to any editor that actually knows how to use Premiere Pro. This is on this video. I'm not actually going to play the sound because this didn't get a lot of views because the music got copyright. I'm pretty sure that this video got blocked in a lot of countries, and I don't want to get that to happen to me again. But what I did want to do is show a little bit behind the curtain of what's going on in this video. This one, I'm surprised that the comment landed on this video because this is a much simpler one. I took a lot of like artistic liberties, especially with the fact that the clips themselves already kind of had some transitions. So I kind of just took advantage of that. Okay, you can't really see a lot because my laptop's refusing to actually play the video correctly. Give me a second here. Come on, help me out here. But yeah, you can see the two videos sliding up and down, which looks pretty good. And that's actually like really simple, at least in this case specifically. Yeah, this is a spoiler. But yeah, it's just 3 frames. You have the initial position, the final position, and then you have a frame in the middle that helps smooth out the movement a little bit. And then like if you look at what should be used to like make curves and make the movement smooth, if you squint, you can imagine that there is some sort of curve there because that's kind of because it's kind of like flat and apart and then kind of just goes very vertical. I don't know, I'm just making shit up, honestly. But yeah, like with this one specifically, it's just 3 frames. And something that I do a lot actually, I believe that I can probably showcase this here. Uh, yeah, probably with this clip. So we go here. Something that I do a lot. I mean, in part it has to do a lot with like feeling it out because I've been editing for many years in this deranged manner, so I'm used to it. I have kind of like an instinct for it. But there is also like a certain methodology to it, which is that you have this, right? You have this movement, which I could probably extend for a couple more frames. Point A to point B. So, something that I do a lot, for example, is pick one of the last frames of the movement and then move it a little bit forward. Let's see how it looks now. I don't know if it's not rendering correctly. Maybe it's a little bit too fast, but like, as you can already see, by already having the video in this position, it kind of like goes quickly into position, and then when it lands in the final position, it's a slower movement, which looks smoother. Or at least I would like to believe that's the case. Maybe I should like export it for like an example, but I think that it probably works as is. There's a rotation in this. Oh, this is a default transition because this is the only default transition that I actually like. I don't really care about all the others. They look a little bit too PowerPointy to me, but that one kind of works especially since it's something that I like to do if I knew how to use After Effects, but that I don't I don't understand that thing's UI. It really scares me. So for now, I'm safe in my Premiere Pro. You have this rotation here. I'm pretty sure. Does it start with? Yep, it starts here. And this one's just 2 frames. It goes very quickly, so you don't even like see it. And then the second clip that it transitions into, it's just it's just 3 frames again, man. There's a little bit of a zoom out that's barely noticeable because of the rotation and how fast it is. But like it does a little bit of a bounce, which again is lower, and it doesn't have to do as harsh of a movement as it does for the first 2 frames, so it looks smoother. This is how I trick your monkey brain into thinking that my edits are good. And there's another thing at the end here. It's a similar principle with the black borders. And then it goes down and it's a fast movement and it's taking from the transition that's built in into the other clip. So I don't actually have to do anything here, and that's probably all there is to say about this edit. I actually wanted to talk about more about my I wouldn't know what to call it. Magnus Opus? I wouldn't know. Anyway, this is the clickbait visualizer. Clickbait's the name of the song. I've had to clarify that too many times. I can actually play the audio of this one because for now Nintendo won't smite me for it. But yeah, you see the black borders here? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is just welcome to my world. Why is this not zooming out? Let me showcase the frames. There we go. See, these are a lot of frames. And yeah, it's just initial position, final position, and then another frame that takes longer, and it's not as large of a movement, so it kind of just feels smoother. And and then there's also like an extra frame that makes it switch into like which of what would be the primary position of the following transition, and it's such a small change from like the final position of the previous one that it looks cool. I'm trying to be technical here, but I've never really explained. I haven't learned this from anyone. This is all just me toying around with this program for like 6 years now. So I'm trying to make this comprehensible, but it probably doesn't make a lot of sense, if I'm being honest. And these white bars were a nightmare. They really, really were. Because I kind of just put all those fucking frames in there manually, following a similar principle. And it's just, yeah, these are a similar position and they're far out, so it's a slower movement. But I'm pretty sure that like anyone that does editing probably already knows this. I don't want to talk down to anyone that actually knows editing. I just want to like be understandable and try to explain my reasoning, which is probably really basic anyway. Oh, these yeah, these are a little bit nightmarish. They're usually the first part I try to get out of the way because it's like main component of the song, like the vocals if the song has any. But it's such a pain. Look at all these. small cut because someone came into my room while I was recording. Fuck's sake. Um, but yeah, if we look a little bit at this, these are a lot of frames. These are a lot of keyframes. I'm not gonna lie to you. This part, ugh, yeah. I don't even want to think about it. But I'm going to explain it to you anyway. So it really is just trying to listening very closely to the volume of the sound being played and just trying to visually represent that with opacity. And it can be difficult when there's a lot of background instruments going on. But I figured it out anyway. And people tell me that it looks automated, so I know that I did my job right. Then let's see, what else is there that's worth showing? There isn't really a lot to it other than what I've already explained. Although the black bars do kind of use a somewhat different. It's not that much because it's still the same editor at the end of the day, but I made the first half of the video in like September last year, and then I got my phone stolen, and the day I planned to like finish it and post it, and it killed my mood, and then I had final, so I didn't touch this for like 2 to 3 months. But then I got back at it, and I made this thing. Uh, what stands out to me is that I used a lot of frames for like smoothing out. Oh no, this is the yellow bar. I'm being an idiot. Okay, this makes more sense. No, yeah, this is the yellow bar that I had selected. I'm just blind, but yeah. Same thing with the volume, and I wanted to actually look at these. I mean, they're actually not that different now that I look at them up close, but yeah. There's also a lot of well, I'm not sure if even this section of the video specifically, but I know that there's a lot of shenanigans with like copying and pasting because when I started making these videos, you'll probably notice it, especially in Nasty Majesty, now that I bring it up. There's some sort of formula with songs that even though they say different lyrics, the melody and the volumes of different things stay more or less, are kind of like repeated. So when that happens, I just Control C, Control V, and then the part of my job is done. I like being sneaky with that. Is there anything else that's worth showing? Well, I guess this part. I guess this part in particular, which is just a similar concept to what I talked about before. Except that with this, I actually find keyframes useful because it's easier to like sync across multiple clips. But I'm pretty sure that you can still do that and use curves and just have an easier time doing this. Although, like, I use very few frames for movement, so I'm not completely sure if it's completely necessary, but I don't know. I'll see how the new tool at my disposal works. I've been faring pretty well without it for a while now. But like I've tried it out a little bit. I've tried doing some a couple of things with the curves. For example, here you have the black borders. This is my latest video, I believe, which looks I don't like that it looks so automated, but at the same time that's kind of the point, isn't it? We ask the program to like do this very tedious part of the process for us, and it actually even looks better. So it looks even better. So doesn't it doesn't matter. This part is also use curves, I believe. Let me let me select the clip. Yep. No, it's not. Okay. There's a bit of a curve in like the going out of frame for like these tiny, very horizontal videos, which is useful. These black borders, I actually had a far harder time dealing with because I had a very specific timing in mind, which is what keyframes are very useful for, and trying to like nail that only using curves took me a long time, and then I kind of just realized that I'm a little bit of a silly goose, and I can using curves doesn't mean that I just stop using keyframes. So I kind of just put this thing in the middle to try and make my work easier for like both parts and have proper timing. And hey, it worked. I'm learning how to use these things that is probably like a day, well, not necessarily day one, a day two thing for anyone that's like good at the program, but whatever. But yeah, whatever. I hope this was somewhat insightful. I hope that it was interesting to look at or whatever. I've been considering making tutorials for like the little things that I do in Premiere. Now that I gotta relearn a core aspect of the program, I don't know if that's gonna come out very soon, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Hope you like that.